Welcome to the Soap Dish, where we dish about the soaps. Today is April 26th, but this review is going to be for April 25th, which is Friday. And I'm talking about Beyond the Gates. First, I apologize for being late. Better late than never, right? Yeah, I just be doing mom stuff. And you guys, if you've been watching me at all since I started this, then you will know that anytime I need to do anything with my kids or they ask me for anything, I will give them my full attention on. Because they're older and I won't know I don't have much time left. Well, at some point there will come a time where they're like, oh, Mom, you don't know anything. You're too old. And they'll just want to talk to their peers. So I'm enjoying it while I can be of assistance to them. So thank you guys for your patience and for bearing with me. I watched the show a little later than I anticipated, so that's why this review is later. Forgive me. All right, we start the show with Ashley and Derek. I wrote not even a sentence of notes about them, so I'm just gonna get them out of the way right now. They were having sex. That happened. And then they had conversation back and forth. Derek was visibly nervous. I like Derek. If he had some land, if he was a farmer, then that would be all it would take for me. That's the only thing he's missing. It's just like I need him to own a little bit of property, somewhere we can build like a bunker or grow our own vegetables. I'll take either or, but I prefer both and. But my points, yeah. So he was nervous talking to Ashley. She's like, just spit it out. She thought he was about to propose, and I do wonder how that would go if he would have proposed. Would Andre have flashed before her eyes, or would she have just said yes or no or not yet? I don't know. But he didn't want to jump. He said he did want to marry her one day, but the next step that he thinks is moving in together. And I was actually worried that she was going to be like, oh, I'm good enough to shack up with, but not good enough to marry. Which I know that's very traditional. I don't spit on traditional values. I actually have some traditional values of my own, but I'm also into my 40s, and I do believe that you should live with someone before you marry them. I know that like there's spiritual, religious aspects of that go against that principle, I guess. But people change, and not even that people change. When you first meet someone and start dating, you don't know who they are. Most people don't know who they are themselves. I am under the impression, my life experience tells me that you need to be in a relationship or in a relation with someone a good 3 years before you know who they are. And I think especially if it's a romantic pairing and you do want to marry them someday or have a long-term relationship with them, you should live together for like a year at a time. So you can know the stuff that whether or not you can live with that person. Loving someone and being able to live with them don't have to be, they're not like necessarily the same. I have spent way more time talking about than I thought I would, but that's all I got. Oh, but they agreed. They're going to move in together. Yay. I don't think Ashley deserves Derek. I think he's too good for her. I won't say too good for her, but like he loves her more than she loves him. Which, to be honest, like that's the advice I've always gotten from older women in my life. Find you somebody who loves you more than you love them. And I can't say I disagree. Right. Anyway, that's not what y'all here for. For whatever reason you guys are here for. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really did miss watching the shows yesterday and doing my review. I was like, oh my God. I started jonesing. I was like, I gotta do it. All right, so the next scene I have is, my daughter was correct. She was right. When we saw the episode before, when Doug made a call and was like, I need to see you, she said, is he talking to Nicole? And it was Nicole. He went in, he practically, as soon as he sat down, he was like, I'm a fucking addict. I need help. He said, I'm a straight up addict. I need help. I didn't agree with all of the advice Nicole gave, but I realized just looking at Nicole today, I was like, I like Nicole. I really like Nicole. I didn't, and my daughter and I talked about this, we both had like kind of feelings about Nicole at the beginning because it seemed like she was always shitting on Danny, and it was like, girl, be a better sister. But I think she is a better sister. I just, in terms of Nicole, what I hope now is that Danny is as supportive to her as Nicole has been to her. When, all the shit hits the fan about Ted's infidelity. Well, it's from, if you watch the trailer at the end of the episode for coming up next week, we about to get in a sweep. Some shit is about to hit the fan. So I hope that the family rallies around Nicole the same way they did Danny. All right, where I'm at. He says he was an addict. He talks about, this is another thing. Beyond the Gates does a lot of authentic storytelling to me that relate to me. Maybe it's because I don't know if it's because I'm a black woman, if it's because I grew up in a lower income family. There are a lot of ways in my life that I am like, whatever the stereotype is, I'm the stereotype. But there are also a lot of ways I go against it. But rolling marbles, betting money on it, seeing throwing marbles, seeing the dudes are in the neighborhood rolling dice, spades, all of the like gambling stuff, that feels very much like my youth. So I appreciated those that part of the conversation with Doug. I think that's very realistic of someone in his position of where his addiction to gambling could have easily started. The adrenaline rush you get from, winning, it's not even necessarily about the money. He said it's probably even part of why he became a surgeon, to like get that rush, like, to beat the odds, to save someone is the same as to like win, like, and you get the adoration and the cheering, so I can see it. I ain't like his crying, Doug. I'm gonna need you to work on the crying, though. My wife. You can do a little bit better than that. This is random, but Nicole has an elephant on her desk, and I was like, that's black as fuck. I appreciate that too, because say what you want, you go into a lot of black people's homes, they're gonna be elephants somewhere. A lot of older black women have a thing for elephants. I don't think I have any elephants in my home, but I can go to my auntie's right now and find you one. So I appreciated just seeing that. There was one shot where I saw it, I was like, oh, look at the elephant, never forget. All right, this is where I didn't agree with Nicole's advice. She was like, I can get you a support group in the hospital, blah, 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 blah. And Doug was like, yo, I can't be seeking support from these people. Everybody would find out. And Nicole was like, well, you need to get help. Don't be afraid of getting help. I agree that he needs help. He needs a support group. But can we get like a help group, a support group in another city? Can we get like a virtual group or something, but not the same people in that hospital? He would lose his career. Yeah, I don't support that. I don't agree with it. I agree with the concept, but not like following through of it. No, that's not the right word. I don't know what the right word is. I'm sorry. But I feel like he should. Execution. My daughter over there, she heard me. She had to provide the word. Thank you. Thank you, Savannah. Yeah, I don't agree with the execution of it. That is the right word. She's so smart. Yeah, because it's too close to home. So I do want him to get help, but not from like people that he worked with, because if the higher ups at the hospital find that out, they have to get rid of Doug. He's a liability, especially with the things he told Nicole about his hand shaking and the scalpel had slipped. And it doesn't necessarily, and you know what? Coming full circle with it, I actually feel like maybe Doug should have went to someone else, which I get he trusts Nicole, he know Nicole, that's why he went to Nicole, but he also put Nicole in a pretty bad situation because he's her client now, so she has to be confidential unless there's a loophole in that, unless it's like a danger to someone's life. And that's a gray area, morally gray area. Shout out to Ottawa 2021. 19. I'm sorry, I don't know what the end of it is now. I don't think Ottawa watches my videos, but people who know from Albert's chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all see Ottawa, tell them I say hello with the morally gray characters, because we all love a good morally gray character. All right, so then we see Jessica and Tyrell at Orphan Jeans, and they're talking about chess stuff. Y'all, I used to play chess, but I can't remember a lot of it. I discovered boys and was like, not really feeling chess no more. But I wish I would have stayed focused on chess. I could have been like the Queen's Gambit. Wait, I don't want to be like her. That movie was crazy as hell, but she was a winner. I'll say that. But she was also a drug addict. Speaking of addicts. But that, again, that's not what we're talking about. They had a cute little conversation. She was like, you should speak to me at school. He was like, nah, you too busy with your friends, the cool kids. She was like, fuck them kids. In a few years, I don't give a fuck about them. I want to know about you. So like, I know I had my story for Tyrell, and to be honest with you, that's still the same story I would write for Tyrell. If you guys been watching, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't know and you want to know, because I don't want to get into it, I don't want to always talk about that big of a heavy, dark subject every video. But if you are someone new and you do wonder what my story I would want to know for Tyrell, comment below and let me know, and I will explain for you. But I don't think that them kind of building him up and making him happy goes against the story. I think it would make the story even more, not bittersweet. That's not the right word. Tragic, even more tragic, if it were to happen the way I kind of visioned. But I like to see him happy. I like Jessica. She's good at building a man up. I'm like, girl, you're a good, strong black woman. Not that you have to be a black woman to build up a man, but I feel like so much of what I say immediately after, because you guys know, like, I have my notes and like bullet points, but most of the video that I do is just me talking and being honest with you about what I feel. And as I say things out loud, I don't know why my brain does it, but like, I'm considerate. So it's like, oh no, what if I offend someone? So I don't want to annihilate people who aren't black women. I'm sorry. You could also build men up. Not that we need to do that to be good women. See, like, everything get a little asterisk, a little star by it, like, just in case. And I know, like Albert says, I shouldn't apologize so much. I should just feel what I feel and say what I think. And I agree, to a certain extent, but I also just want you guys to know, like, I care about your feelings and your opinions and your reactions. If you even knew how much I care. Not saying I care what people think in general. I care about how you feel when you're watching these videos. I don't want you to feel objectified or offended or insulted. Because why would you watch for that? Or nobody signs up for that shit. You don't have to give me your time like that. So I've been rambling. All right, Tyrell gets home. Samantha's there. Ugh. Worst beyond the gates moment ever since the history of the show. He said, why are you looking like that? You look too happy, like our dads told you can go to a Sexy Red concert. Your screen didn't freeze. My hair was blowing anyway, so you probably know it didn't freeze. I just need to make a point. Like, what? What do you mean? I don't want to hear... I'm not trying to... No, I do hate on her. I do. That's honest. I don't like that artist. I don't feel like calling her an artist is right. Like, she needs the quotation mark. She needs double quotation mark. Artist. That's not good music. And if I'm offending anybody with that, I'm sorry. If you are a Sexy Red fan, we probably aren't gonna vibe. I've heard her music. I don't even know how. Like, I don't know how that shit seeped into me. I'm not a fan. It's so disgusting. Like, do y'all know? If y'all don't know, you might not want to put this in your Google history, but you might want to check out Google Sexy Red. Y'all know she got a lip gloss line named after STDs, like chlamydia, gonorrhea, like herpes. I don't know all the names of it, but like for you to put on your lips, like, what? I don't, like, how is that good? So, Beyond the Gates, it was bad enough when y'all was talking about rap and you didn't include Missy Elliott, you didn't include Lady of Rage, you didn't include, not Cardi, you did include Cardi, you didn't talk about Nicki. I have mixed feelings about Nicki too, but at least Nicki write her own music and Nicki have bars. But you use Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion as the standard for rap. And now you talk about Sexy Red, you are going down. Not up. We need to, like, do better. Rhapsody, that's another one. I should have mentioned Rhapsody. They're better examples, guys. I'm sorry. I had my daughter because she had the remote control because I'm an old lady. She worked the remote for me sometimes. I was like, pause that. I was like, typing up my notes. I was angry. I'm still angry. I don't like that. All right. Everything I just said, I wasn't reading it word for word, but like it was in my notes. I gotta scroll down. Oh, I didn't. And speaking of, also of Sexy Red, there was a time where she was supposed to go to a high school to speak to kids to inspire them. I don't know who the fuck booked that, but she went and smelled like weed, so they didn't let her into school. And then she posted about it. Again, I don't follow her. I know this stuff because I follow other like commentators and people who talk about it. That's how I know any of this shit. Yeah, like just, and I did saw another one where she encouraged. There was a school teacher, a ballet teacher, who taught young girls ballet, and the kids asked, I'm young girls like 3 to 5, age 3 to 5. They wanted to do ballet. They were doing ballet, and they wanted to hear her play the music, Sexy Red. And she was so sad and frustrated that she came home and whatever social media format uploaded a video and was talking about how discouraged she was and like mad at the parents. It was like, I want to help your young girls flourish, but y'all gotta work with me. They should know who Sexy Red is. And people argued on both sides of this subject, but Sexy Red came out and was like, bitch, just play the fucking song. That's who that is. Beyond the Gates, y'all are better than this. The whole show is about the betterness of it. You know, they bougie, they fancy. Not Sexy Red. Stop it. Cut it out. Don't let that shit happen again. Alright. Samantha saw Tyrell with Jessica, so she was acting like she was 12. Y'all so cute, you're gonna get married, blah, 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 blah. It was like, girl, it's bad enough you look 30. Stop acting like a toddler yourself. And she was giving bad advice. She was like, get rid of all your chess stuff on your social media. You gotta follow her lead. Well, following her lead in terms of stuff she's into and showing her interests, that's good advice. But most of that was bad advice. Like, Jessica likes Tyrell for who he is. If he changes it up and tries to be Mr. I'm so cool, like, that's fake. She already said she got enough fake motherfuckers around her. She likes him for him. Samantha, shut the fuck up. Go model something. Yeah, I'm 17 minutes in. I don't know if I'm done. All right, no, I'm not done. All right, because the next thing we have Diego. I missed you guys. I missed doing this. Thank you so much for whoever is watching this on a fucking Saturday or Sunday when the show happened on Friday. I appreciate you. This gives me purpose, and I really appreciate you and value you, so thank you. We have Diego with Smitty. Not Smitty. Why did I write Smitty? It wasn't Smitty. It was Martin. I'm thinking of his other half. I wrote Smitty. Diego, Smitty, and Naomi, but in my mind, I'm visualizing scenes. That was Martin. We didn't get to see Smitty today, unfortunately. So it's Diego, Martin, and Naomi. Naomi and Martin are talking about the karaoke night, and they talking about this song and how they did this and did that. I'm like, we ain't seen none of that. And I get that maybe we need like to pay the fee to be able to do it, but like, could we get a montage or something? I would have, even they were singing bad, I would have loved to see the Beyond the Gates cast, the Dupree family that was there, singing Bruno Mars Uptown Funk badly. Like, that would make me happy. I would take that over the Nurses Ball. I don't know, because the Nurses Ball give good drama. I don't know, but I would have liked to seen that. Just talking about it the next day is not enough for me. Y'all gonna make me sign up for all the social media apps so I can see the behind the scenes and see if they posted it and cut it out in the editing room, because I want it so bad now, especially that they done said it. Do better. All right, Naomi asked Martin what's going on with him, and he's like, it's kind of some family issues shit with the kids. She was like, well, you can talk, we family. Dum 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 dum. Here comes Bill. Speaking of family, ask how his family is doing. Mom was like, "Yo, our family ended when you divorced my aunt." I was like, "Okay, Martin, I ain't never agreed with you before, but yes." Then I was like, "Martin, be careful. Bill probably know your secret. If we gonna circle back around to that secret story." Bill named all the reason he was such a good uncle, cool uncle to Martin. He took him to X-rated movies. They did this, they did that. And then I paused the TV. I had my daughter pause the TV just so I could ponder, so I could think. And I was like, you know what? I can see Martin have looked up to Bill growing up. I can see that. And like all the implications of that. I like that kind of writing where they just say like a couple of lines, but it gives the viewer so much to like think about if we choose to. And I thought about all that stuff that Bill said and how it would have been like to grow up. Martin would have been like growing up to want to like admire Bill and want to be like Bill, and how much that's probably informed who he is as a man now. I definitely would say Martin is more like Bill than Vernon. All right. Then Bill was basically, it felt like he was threatening Nicole, and the clients was like, yo, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I'm like, what are you talking about? Nope, we didn't even say that. He was like extra angry. But it was still kind of subdued. He wasn't throwing shit or nothing. It was just like he was seething beneath the surface. I was confused. Because he chose to settle. And he lucky Naomi didn't take him to court for real. And I'm so mad we don't get to see those courtroom scenes. I was looking forward to that. I thought that's what we was getting for May Sweeps. I wanted the courtroom scenes. And I was trying to figure out why. I was like, maybe they don't have this set. Maybe they don't have a courtroom set yet. But I feel like y'all somebody would donate it. It's like, if you could work with whatever town they in, I think they're in LA. Like, I'm sure there's a film school that would partner with them, that would have their students do that for credit, for class credit, build you a set. You could probably even get materials for free. But I don't know, we got them tariffs now. I don't know about the materials. Yay, America. Nicole asked Bill about his health. He was like, I'm good, don't worry about me. Then she get a call from Jacob. And let's go up to that. Jacob is at the police station. There was a lady arrested basically for being homeless. She mad as hell. They barely touching her. And she's like, this police brutality. Turns out she's homeless / unhoused, whatever term you prefer. As far as I know, in my previous life, I did have a position where I worked with a lot of people who did not have homes. Like in liberal progressive spaces, they argue about whether we should say homeless or unhoused. Homeless people don't give a fuck. They just want somewhere to like sleep. But my point was, she the social worker, apparently social worker came and threw her stuff away, and the lady was like, oh, she was probably looking for drugs. Do I look like a drug addict? I was like, did they throw away your mirror, boo? Because a little bit. You could be. Drug addicts don't always look like drug addicts, by the way. Jacob and Naomi go back and forth. He wants her to help. And I was even like, she don't need a lawyer, she need a social worker. And then I understood that she was being charged with assaulting the social worker, so she does need a lawyer. So I guess this is cool. Naomi gets something to do. But I would have much rather seen Naomi and Bill being at odds in that courtroom than this story. But it's another opportunity to see that what a good man Jacob is. All right. We're back to Bill and Martin. And Bill threatens Martin. I say it was threatens Martin. He knows. Whatever secret Martin has, Bill knows, because he talked about some other shit, and then he's basically like, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, all up in his face. So whatever happened, whatever Martin did to protect his family, Bill knows, and that is very much likely the leverage he held over the Duprees, Vernon and Anita, to get the family to come to Bill and Haley's wedding, where Danny everything. All right, Vanessa. At some point, Vanessa was at the club. She was trying to see Diego. He was avoiding her. And she was like, why? I'm paying good money. He was like, that's the only reason you want to see me, because of money. I'm like, dude, you should you not be happy you getting paid for what you would do for free? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in that job position, so I don't know. But I imagine if you can be on the clock and on the clock at the same time, why not? All right, then we have, oh God, excuse me. We get our first like flashback. I was disappointed by it, but I wanted flashbacks for different things for Beyond the Gate, so I'll take it. But it's of Bill and a younger Chelsea. Chelsea killed me with her being like, I'm a younger Chelsea. If Chelsea normally sit like this, today Chelsea was like, ooh, I'm a slouch, and say like, and da-da-da. Like she did her best. It was cute. But like there were red flags all in that conversation. She was like, it shows us that Chelsea had wanted to quit modeling a long time. and Bill knew about it. She had asked him to, be better to Danny, to like take her mind off of shit, and like it was just full of red flags. But you guys saw, you already know. Then Tomas comes. Bill forces Tomas to have a drink with him, and Bill's hands is still shaking. So he wasn't faking. There's something really wrong with him. And I mean, there's a lot wrong with him, but like there's a medical thing with his hand. All right, that's all I got. And that's been 25 minutes. I think I really was just like enjoying talking to you guys because I missed you so much for missing a day. Thank you for bearing with me, for anyone who actually stayed and watched all this. But also thank you to the people who stopped watching 20 minutes ago. I appreciate you too. I'm thinking about maybe going live tomorrow, Sunday at some point, but I have to see how the day goes. I have a lot of other shit to do. But either way, I can't imagine not being back Monday to cover Monday's episode, and I'm really looking forward to sweeps and to see what Beyond Gates does for it's not their first sweeps, their second sweeps, because they started in February sweeps, but they were just starting. So I'm excited to see like to me this is their first official sweep story. So work it. All right, thank you guys so much. Live long and prosper.